Oh, everybody loves a rocking horse. I mean, I had one when I was a kid. Kind of still have one. But let me just say, the rocking horse that I have is nothing like the one you're going to find in Sparta, Tennessee. Its creator is Russ Jacobson. Take a look.
Back in the 60s, I was apprenticing to a slab cocktail table maker on Sansom Street in Philadelphia. And we made a lot of tables over the years, and I went on to do little boxes and cars and trucks and furniture and tables and chairs and just anything. And one day a friend said, "Could you make a rocking horse?" I said, "Well, why would you want to pay me to learn to make rocking horses? Somebody must be doing it." And he said, "Would $100 get you started?" And I said, yeah. And I haven't done anything much else since then. Rocking horses are very rewarding. I'm a wood collector. I've probably got enough wood that I could go the rest of my life and not buy any wood. But I always want more. I want that new, interesting, exotic piece of wood. And I have 2 bins back here, 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot, full of chunks the size of a bread box, some smaller, some larger. And when I meet a new artist, somebody just getting started, I remember those days when I was scrounging wood every which way. I fill their back seat with scraps of wood, fill their trunk with scraps of wood so they can go home and carve gnomes or Santa Clauses or waterfowl or whatever they're doing, because a lot of people gave me a lot of wood when I was getting started. I'll drag a piece of wood in here that's come out of my kiln or come out of my kiln long ago and get it up here, put it across the bandsaw. It might be big enough to get 2 or 3 pieces out of. So when I cut a horse and 6 or 8 legs, that way I get to choose the legs that match the horse body. And then the rest of it may become a bunny or another horse or 2, and that way I can store it easier. It's easier to store small pieces. And that way you've got extra pieces the next time you use that particular kind of wood to choose from, and then you can get the most color, the most exotic look. Once you've got a body, you've chosen 4 legs, you've put your dowels in so that you can put the legs on 100 times while you're carving, and they're on there exactly the same each time. It takes a month or 2 to accomplish a rocking horse. It can take as much as 6 or 8 months to accomplish some of the bigger pieces. Once the rocking horse is finished, then you place a coat of oil on it, which really is the turning point. That makes it wood. That brings out the grain and shows you what it's going to look like in the finish. And then you oil it every day for a couple of weeks, every 24 hours. And then it's a matter of having enough sense to choose the right shows and get your name out there. When those kids look in my booth, their eyes get about this big and they light up and they run for my stuff. It's a wonderful feeling. And the only thing that feels any better than that is when the kid comes back at 22 or so, walks into my booth and hands me an infant and says, "I grew up on one of your rocking horses and I just knew you'd want to meet the next rider." That's 2 or 3 years ago, and every hair on my back of my head stands up every time I mention that. It's a great feeling. And it's a nice feeling to know that those kids had a little better childhood because of what I'm doing. I turned 65 in May, and I don't ever think that I'll stop. It is wonderful. If I retired completely tomorrow, I'd still be out here doing this. So, you know, all those cliches about if you find something you love to do, you don't ever have to work again, it's all true.
For more information on these beautiful handcrafted animals, go to russrockinghorses.com. When we come back, It's time to go fishing. We'll take you there when Southern Snapshot returns.